All right, it's gonna pop on live here, but I have to get out of here so there's no echo. All right. Hello, good morning, Angel. Thank you for being here inside the group.
Absolutely.
All the women are excited to hear how you did 3 closings in 1 week. Do you want to just quickly introduce yourself and just say where you're an agent?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Angel Cutshaw and I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. I've been an agent, I guess, going on 7 years, August. Mom of 2 boys and been married for 22 years. So yeah.
Woo! All right. So much good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's dive right in because everybody wants to know, like, how did your 3 closings happen? Where did they come from? How does that happen? Tell us, break it down.
Sure. So I had 2 on Tuesday and they were the same client and she was a past customer. So I met her. It's funny. She was a marketing for a title company. So when she called me the very first time, I was like, oh my gosh, because she knew so many realtors. But anyway, I helped her and her boyfriend at the time buy their very first condo. So we found them a condo, kind of went through all that. I don't know if anybody sold condos or bought them, but they can be challenging in and of themselves. But we made it, we got through. And so she called me and they were ready to take that next step to, sell the condo and move to the bigger house with the backyard and all the things. So, yeah.
Nice. So she's a repeat client.
Yes.
And you sold the condo that she had previously bought from you. Then you sold that and then they found this house.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome when it all comes together. So what was the third one from?
The third one is tomorrow, and she was an old neighbor. She had sold the house. This is before I was an agent, but she sold the house to her son, moved to Georgia. She's come back here and just one day just texted me and was like, hey, can we go look at this house? And I was like, yeah, sure. This is like, we were talking earlier about one of those super easy deals. I'm like, if I could have one of these a month, that would be amazing. Cause she called me, we went and looked at a townhouse, then a new construction, we looked at resale, went back to the new one. And she's like, okay, I want to buy it. Here's my pre-approval.
So you showed her 3 properties, yes. Went back to the first one twice, and then boom, wrote the offer.
Yep. She signed it. She's like, she had pre-approval. She worked for it. And I, one of those, you almost feel guilty about your commission because I'm like, I didn't do anything. I need to,
Right.
So, yeah.
But how fun, because it seemingly felt as though it came out of nowhere.
Absolutely. Totally was not expecting that one at all.
Right. It wasn't like you knew and you had been talking to her weekly and sending her updates on houses and condos that came up in your area at all. No. So this is also the helping people understand and really be in that they can come out of nowhere and it is possible and it's just right around the corner and it's happening, right? What do you think? What did you do leading up to this? And I know that's a very ambiguous question, but were you feeling, oh gosh, there's no business out there? Or were you meaning probably the opposite, but what did you do leading up to these 3 closings?
Well, the one that I had, the previous customer for sure, I do a monthly mail out and, send postcards or note cards every couple of months and just really just staying in touch and it's top of mind. And
because she was a past client, so she was on this list.
Yeah. So she's on my mailing list. And so I emailed her and we're friends on social media. So staying in touch with her on that, following her on that. So that was how that one kind of, I would say came about, was just being top of mind with her and staying connected to her. My old neighbor, I think that one was just legit, just came out of nowhere. And I think, kind of going back to, I know we'll talk about this later, so I don't want to get ahead of it, but just the energy of just knowing that it's out there, it's coming, and just, you've got to be ready and just, talking to it. And I think her too, she had talked to my husband at one time and he's like, well, you need to call Angel. So I think just having people in your corner and just knowing that it's there.
Well, exactly. And I think that too is the point of what you think and what you believe Then you find all the evidence of like, it's happening, it's working,
Yes.
and just believing in it.
Yes.
So what do you think that you had to believe in order for this to like happen, for you to be like, wow, because you didn't start out June 1st of, oh, I will have 3 closings in 1 week.
No, not at all. Yeah, those came through. I think it's just, you know, the whole mindset. I think probably in the last year, I've learned that more of just that, you know, that I am an agent, you know, and I'm a good agent. I do sell houses. I do provide value. I do, you know, I am that person, and every day just kind of waking up and going, you know, I'm going to make this happen. You know, I'm going to show up. I think it's just constantly showing up and just
And I
knowing.
think it's being top of mind,
Yeah.
right? Being
Right.
consistent.
Yes.
So let's be real here. You came into Advanced Agent Academy wanting to up your social media game,
Yes.
correct?
Correct.
And so do you think that that played a role in you being top of mind?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because she is on social media. I don't think she's active, but I know she's on there. And just to kind of go off of that, I ran into somebody over the weekend, a mutual friend, and she's like, "You're everywhere." And I was blown away because I never see her on Facebook. She never likes, she never comments, she never does it. And in fact, I think I looked at her and went like, "Really, you do?" And she's like,
Or like, we're Facebook friends? Because I wouldn't know.
and she's like, "No, you keep doing what you're doing," because she goes, "I'm terrible about it. I don't comment, but I love watching you. I love seeing you." So yeah, so it is totally, I would say, since we really started this in the last month of going, I'm going to show up every day with something.
Yes.
Made a huge
Because
impact.
that's just who you are.
That's right.
You decided, oh, I'm going to be that agent who is consistently showing up. I'm choosing that it's going to be on social media because I'm having fun. It's easy. And it's just who I am now.
Yes. Yes.
And
Absolutely.
that is also what I think that stands behind what you've been thinking with your mindset, right? It's like when we use just the word mindset, it's like, yeah, what does that mean? You know, and to learn from that, it's really just showing up because you're like, oh, I'm unattached to thinking that you're going to have to be my client, but it's just who I am as a real estate agent, that I'm going to just share my life, or I'm going to, you know, talk about something fun I did. And then all of a sudden people are out there because you already told me a story of a man saying, oh, I see you everywhere.
Yes.
Like 2 weeks ago, you told me a similar story where you're like, well, this man even said, you know, and again, a past client, but they're noticing you. They're taking, you're not showing up. You didn't decide to show up consistently on social media for the outcome to be, nobody's going to see me, nobody's going to hire me. You decided, oh, I'm going to show up so that I'm top of mind.
Absolutely.
And we have 3 closings in 1 week. That doesn't surprise me.
Right.
Right? Because that is what happens as a result when we focus and hone in. It doesn't mean that every agent out there watching this, you know, in cyberspace, that everyone has to show up on social media consistently. It could be wherever they're, you know, showing up. It could be like, for me, I always say, well, I grew my business going to the gym. Right. And people think it's something that I'm saying or something I'm doing specifically there. And it was like, no, I just showed up consistently, right? Ready with my energy to put in the work and show up, right?
Yes, absolutely. So it is. And it does come to, you know, just changing that mindset of going, this is what I'm going to do. This is who I am. And because I you know, there's a part of me that's like, I want to be that goes to the gym, but I don't. So I have to find my other way.
Right. And so that's why you have to pick what's authentic. And so for you, it's fun to show up on social media. Right. Some people are like, oh my gosh, I hate that. I don't want to, and they don't know how. And there are so many different ways that someone could do that, because there's no right or wrong way to show up on social media. It's just the consistency part, I think, is like the key of being like, oh, well, I decided, my mind got on board with thinking that when I show up consistently, I'm going to attract the clients effortlessly. Yes,
absolutely.
Right? Yeah,
it does. And I think too, the other part is I had to let go of the algorithms and this says I have to do it so many times. And this one says, no, that's too many times. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it just when it feels good. So like, I don't always put my face out there every day. I try to. And then it's funny because like there'll be some days that I'll be on there all day long. And then like the next day I might just do a post and then but it's just being there. And I'm like, I'm not going to get caught up in the likes. I'm not going to get caught up in the views or the comments or the algorithm or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Did everyone listening hear that? I don't get caught up in the likes or the comments because she already believes that there are lurkers out there that are, so she already knows they're not going to like and they're not going to comment, but they're noticing me.
Yes.
They're
and
there.
Crazy. I was looking at just the other day, just kind of like wanted to see like what views got what. And I'm like, it makes no sense at all.
No,
it makes no sense at all. Like I posted this one video and I was sitting waiting on inspection and it was like the silliest thing. And I was just talking about what not to do after you get your loan. There was no music on it. I don't even think I did that many hashtags and it got over like 1,000 views. And I'm like, well, that didn't even make sense. I was like, oh, let me do something while I'm waiting on somebody.
Right. Maybe it's the time of day. Maybe it's right. So this wasn't in one of the 5 questions that I sent you. So hopefully catching you, you can handle this question. For those people, again, in the success community for women in real estate, they always ask about personal Facebook versus business Facebook. What is working well for you?
I have a personal face. I have both actually. And I would probably say the personal side of it. So my Instagram automatically posts over to Facebook. And I will say, and maybe it's my age, but I think my people are on Facebook that the videos and the reels will like the views will jump a lot quicker than
you're posting it to your personal Facebook.
I am posting it to my personal.
That's what I want to differentiate for those women that are looking for just feedback. Hey, what's working for her? And I'm a big believer in the personal Facebook page and not the business. But again, that doesn't mean that business is wrong. It isn't at all. I just have made it work for me, just like you have too.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So how do you think that being in Advanced Agent Academy with me has helped you achieve, the results that you've gotten so far, which is, again, this result of 3 closings in 1 week is just one result. It's not your like big picture result, but it's.
Yeah. I think the accountability of, having the call once a week, I look forward to it. I look forward to hearing and sharing and that, the things that you say, I think that's probably the biggest thing and probably one of the most things of all the things I've heard of is I am the agent that does, and this is what I do, and this is who I am. And then even this morning, that little thing of, adding a 0 to it. I'm like, it's so simple, but it's yet so I'm like, okay, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to add a 0 to everything. And so I think it's the consistency, it's the accountability and being able to share and to walk through the different things. And I think, I can speak for the other girls that are in there that, someone has one idea and then we can all kind of share different ways of doing that.
It's like masterminding, right? With other women in real estate that want to grow their business. Yeah.
Yes, because I love my brokerage, but we don't have that. So I love I am social and I love talking to people and I want to throw things out there and go, well, is what I'm thinking not going to work? Or maybe someone can go, well, tweak it just like this and do that. And so, it's been very helpful and encouraging.
And I think too, it's like most women aren't like, ooh, I'm going to go into a, coaching program to build my self-concept.
Right.
But yet when you said, oh, I love when it's like, oh, I'm just the agent who does high post consistently. That is exactly what that is building that self-concept because you're like, hey, I'm here now and I'm getting these results, but yet I have like this burning desire and I want to really do this, but I don't know how to get from here to here.
Exactly.
And that's what we do along the way with all of these things inside, the academy. So thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. And would you recommend it to anyone else, to another agent?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I think it helps. And, I think some people get caught up in the coaching. I don't know. I think I struggled with, and there's so many coaches out there, different types, but I think I'd like this one just because other things that you share and the way that you share it, and that it is a group and we can all kind of come in and help each other. But I think it's just changing that mindset. And I think sometimes I struggle with that. I don't know why, it's like, I don't know, but just those little things of going back to the, who do I want to be and who am I that person? I'm going to step into that person right now, even if I may not be that. Like I do post on social media.
Right. Versus coaching containers that are like, did you do your 150 calls today?
Yes.
And you're like, I'm not doing those calls.
Right.
And that it is individualized and personalized to you, that you got to choose that social media was where you wanted to up your game.
Right.
Versus it's not something that I dictate inside that program. But I support you because you're like, yes, this is what I want, help with. Happens to be one of the areas that you want help in, just to improve and be better and challenge yourself and grow and all that fun stuff. So yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Like today, just talking about, okay, I'm doing that, but now I want to add this email and then to be able to go. And then, like you said, it's not next Thursday. You're not going to be like, well, did you do that? What are you doing? And there's grace in it. It's like, okay. The 5-second funeral. I love that. I was telling someone about that the other day. I'm like, that is so awesome. Like, okay, that made me sad. All right, now I'm gonna move on and just go.
It helps in all aspects of life, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
So yeah. So no, I think it's a great program. I'm really glad I decided to do it, and I would highly recommend it to anybody.
Okay, good. So is there anything else that you would like to add about your 3 closings in 1 week for the listeners? There doesn't have to be anything, but is there anything that we didn't cover?
No, I mean, I think covering it just basically is just stay consistent, keep doing what you're doing because it does matter. And I think I've learned real estate is the long game, no matter whether you choose email, social media, note cards, whatever it is, it's a long game. And I've learned in the last 30 days of doing social media, people are watching whether you know it or not.
I know. And it's so fun when you get the reward of hearing someone tell you that, because you're like, oh, I never would have known.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, that's what I keep telling myself. So when you have those moments of going, this isn't working, why am I doing this? I'm like, nope, because someone just told me that I don't ever talk to, and she said she watches me. So
yes. Yeah. Well,
So.
thank you so much for taking the time just to share your success.
Absolutely.
And help others potentially maybe take away a little nugget from what your success and what you've had. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Angel. Bye.
Bye.